Welcome back to the Saturday Rub. The boys have been on fire today.
Bill's still excited that someone actually said to him, "Good question, Bill."
Been talking about it all ad break, hasn't he?
What question was it? Was it
Well, about the best and fairest at Hawthorn, which is a bloody good question, and Lloyd Meek said, good question, Bill. Still can't say Lloyd.
It's often condescending when they say "good question."
No,
it's as though they actually think deep down it's a really bad question.
Put it in the...
Was it the off-the-country question? It didn't make sense?
off the land, you idiot.
Is it?
I'm the only one here off the land, by the way.
yeah.
Right, so you
live in South Yarra.
Yes.
And this man is in the commentary box up there at the SCG. Can't wait for the Giants Swans game. From 2 o'clock, the preview will kick off on Triple M. But Nathan Brown, you always do your top 5 segment. How are you up there, mate?
I'm good, Jay-Z, and don't let Damo try and drive a wedge between me and you. He has fires going everywhere at the moment with Bevo, with Tim Watson, with Michael Warner, everyone he worked with at the Herald Sun before he got the arse out of there. So, Damo, there's a reason why Sunday rates are 13.8. They were very, very solid.
No, well, we got a sample of it, Brownie, and as you have been saying to us privately, the intros of Jay, they run a bit longer than they normally run under James Brayshaw's watch.
They're pretty long. We do rate a 13.8, but Jay's intros are long.
Well, we started today, and guess what? We were about to say something, and Ho said, "We're going to a break." There's a party going.
Oh, that's what happens, Brownie. Hey, quick question. You and your mate Kane Corns, I'm a big fan of the Sunday Footy Show, and there was big news how he departed, went to going to Channel 7 at the end of the year, and conversations about whether he should, stay and for the rest of the year or move on. Did he? Because he always gets has a crack at me for being filthy when you mention me on mediocre. Now, he appeared to genuinely dirty up when you had a bit of a crack at him at the weekend. Was he genuinely sooky or not?
He'd had a rough morning, I think. He'd had his double-page spread, and then we went after him pretty hard.
We didn't miss him.
We didn't miss him at all, and I think I've spoken to him since on a podcast we do, and he's lightened up a little bit since then. We did go hard. But that's what you get on our show. He did say he was expected to come in. He didn't realise it was going to be that hard. I think we probably overplayed the fight vision of me punching the suitcases out of him. I think it went for about a minute at some point. So, but he's okay. He's a star.
For someone who does throw a lot of shade, I sort of feel like you got to be able to take it back, don't you? Isn't that sort of
You've got your own issue with Kane as well?
Well, just saying, if people say he has a crack at everyone, but then you've got to be able to receive it as well, don't you? That's the general rule of thumb.
I would have thought so. I think he does most of the time. So he's a good mate of mine, Kane. He'll remain a mate, but he's now the enemy at Channel 7 unless, of course, he comes to Triple M, and then we're mates again.
Yes. But if you had to vote on him sort of finishing out the year on Channel 9, would you be voting for staying or booting him off?
I think we've been public. Me and Damo voted the other way.
You didn't say that last night, actually. Now, what do you got for us, Nath? Because you're a special guest here. You're supposed to be hosting. I don't know what's happened. You're in Sydney all of a sudden. What do you got for us today, mate?
Well, Ewan rang me at 11 o'clock last night and said, "Do you want to come to Sydney?" So I'm up here. It's a perfect day for Sydney up against the Giants. Now, James Brayshaw, everybody tunes in on a Saturday, and they want to hear James Brayshaw. Unfortunately, they were going to hear me today, and I pull out. Then you got Jay Clark. So I think people just want some of the best of Jim. We saw that the other night when he called Jeremy Cameron and he yelled out, "Piss off." So I thought, what are his best 5 calls? And I couldn't go past cricket first up. So here's number 5, the first ball of the 2021 Ashes series.
Rory Burns to face. Listen to the noise. Oh! Smashed it! Knocked him over first ball! Oh, you trot Burns! What a stunt that is! The castle's over!
Oh, that's good.
Now, Brownie, before you go any further...
Is he better at cricket calling or football calling, Bill?
Well, I think... He's very good at footy when he's the Triple M football caller and
Don't sit on the fence.
Not the Channel 7 football caller. I'll say football.
Brownie, before you go any further, with what you've still to produce with the remaining 4 of your top 5, are these all Triple M broadcasts? Because you wouldn't get an animated Jim on Channel 7, which Tim Watson has a problem with, we want to say.
These are all Triple M Jim calls.
Surprise, surprise.
So the next one I thought should have been goal of the year this year. This is when he called Bont.
Bramble thumps a long one in the Bontempelli direction. Just couldn't glove it. Now he's got about 3 to beat at ground level. He's good enough to do it. This man is a superstar. Marcus Bontempelli is taking the piss.
So you know he's Triple M when he swears.
Yeah.
He doesn't swear on Channel 7, though they have changed a little bit with Chris Jones there. I feel like they're going to have a bit more personality. I've heard Damo.
Oh.
Well, they need to. They need to.
Damo.
Sorry, Tim, but they need to, mate.
Actually, as we know, Jim has his favourites over the years, and one of his favourites of all time was Push Up.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, loved him. Loved him.
Push up from 35. Get around him! Get around him! Oh, and he's talking a bit of trash too.
That
was good.
He also had a favourite in the Tip Rat Mill, and I think this is my favourite ever call of Jim, and the fact that he makes noises at the end like a rat.
A big fly, here he comes! Tip Rat Mill! Runs in! Full eating of the carcass from the Tip Rat Mill!
Can you imagine when the Wizard ran in and kicked the last goal last night if Jim opened up with some nom 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 nom?
Channel 7 would sack him.
But my favourite call, and we go back to 2005, and this should have been goal of the year, the same as Bont, but this is 2005 Elite Jim.
He sees something he likes. This is Gary's man Simmons. Look at Nathan Brown at ground level.
Oh, no.
Absolutely sensational. He's got 3 in this quarter.
That was when I kicked 5 on Jimmy Clement in about 10 minutes, and he's still flat about it, Jim. He's never been on Triple M because of it. He told me to get over it. I can't. It was a really good 20 minutes, Jimmy, so sucked in.
A really good 20 minutes.
Hey, Bill, you know what Brownie also asked me to do when he rang me to tell me that he couldn't do today's show?
Yes.
He said, listen, I'll come on for a segment and give it a top 5 on Jim, but he said, if only you then play this.
Oh, no.
Kel Shakir. Can't mark it. Ginnivan to finish it. Yes, he does. Oh, and he grits the stubby. He cracked open the back and he sucked it back. And he said, stick that up your ass.
So now you're swearing.
He wanted his own bit of audio played.
You're swearing, Nate.
My wife told me off when I get home.
Good.
She said it was a good call, but you shouldn't have sworn at the end. That was you lacked a bit of class at the end there.
No, it was good. Actually, that was very good.
Yeah,
And just for the record, he didn't ask me to play that, Bill, but
No,
I thought he should because it was a very good call.
Good.
Thanks, Damo.
good
How has
craft.
Jay gone today? How's my man Jay-Z been?
He's been really good, actually.
Well,
Really
it
good.
talks a bit long.
Long off the top.
A few mistakes.
Has Bernie said anything today?
No, we forget Bernie's on. We actually...
He brought us up as the Sunday rub. That was his first mistake, and then he couldn't say stuffed up. And what else did you say?
Oh, I'm not sure whether I'm being promoted to the ones or dropped to the 3s here, Brownie. What do you think on the Saturday?
I think the Sunday
Definitely
afternoon
the
crew. I
former,
think
mate.
that's where
Definitely
it
the
is.
former. You should have seen Bill's reaction when he started. He was about 2.5 minutes in before he had said hello to anyone, and Bill's fidgeting.
Make sure
Oh, I like to get a bit of theatre in that. All right, Nathan
there's
Brown.
no theatre in that.
Nice, Brownie.